Hello my hungry friends. Today we are cooking outside. We're cooking with live fire. We're making PIECZONKI. Take a look. Welcome back to Polsche Kitchen. We're finally cooking outside. I couldn't wait to show you how to make one of my favorite summer dishes. We're going to cook this in an cast iron dish over live fire. We're cooking over fire, people. We're going to have a bunch of meat in here, a bunch of veggies. This is a dish that's very versatile. You can do whatever you want. Do as you please. If you're a big camping fan or if you have a fire pit in the backyard, this video is for you. So we are going to start making our layers. Before you get to this part, start your fire, preferably in the ground, and burn soft wood if you can, like pine or so, for about an hour. We also did a layer of charcoal first, got it really hot and spread it on the bottom, and then put a bunch of pine on top to create a nice layer of ash. We're going to be cooking on hot ash. This dish is for those of you who are patient and can just sit around and enjoy the day outside while your dinner is being made for you. Doesn't take long, just takes patience. So we're gonna start by layering our food here. So I have about a pound of pork belly that I've sliced into big thick slices. And if you can't find pork belly, you can do bacon. Just cut it into thick slices. And then I have a bunch of chicken. You can do turkey or chicken or some fatty meats. We want this to kind of be able to cook off and kind of fall off the bone later. Maybe some pork ribs would do well on this too. Just the raw kind, not the smoked. Also, if we're doing this Polish style, some gizzards would work really well in this dish. I don't have any, unfortunately. We are secluding ourselves because of the virus, but I would do probably a pound of turkey or chicken on the bone, like legs or thighs, or even wings, and then a pound of gizzards, like the chicken stomachs. Those are great. They would cook for 4 hours. We're probably going to cook it about 3 to 4 hours, kind of depending how our fire's going. And they would just work perfectly in this dish. I'm really sad I didn't get any. Okay, so we're going to start with our bacon. And what we're going to do, I'm going to throw this all in here first. And I'm going to start layering this on the bottom. And see how thick my slices are. This is what we want. We want this to melt and protect our other meat from touching the bottom. And this will melt and evaporate and flavor our dish and make the world go round. So we're gonna start with bacon, and then you can either do your own favorite spice mix, or you can make your own. Like I said, this is very easy dish. You don't have to spend too much time thinking about what to spice it with. I'm using just a store-bought mix. It has salt and pepper and some other herbs and spices in it. And I have some pepper here because I like mine a little bit more spicy. So I'm just gonna do a layer of this. Oh, maybe I'll open this. I'm gonna do a layer of this, maybe mix this around a little bit. Just so it has a little bit on the bottom too. And this is gonna melt and send juices up through the dish and flavor our veggies. And so that's a bottom layer. The whole bottom is covered nicely. And then the next layer, I'm gonna do, I have chicken legs and thighs. So those are, oh, I have one wing in here. That guy can go in here too. And I'm gonna sprinkle just a little bit of that spice I have on top. And a little bit of pepper. Get a windy. Don't want that going up my nose. That's probably good. And then we're gonna do layers of veggies. Oh, I have sausage too. I forgot. I have about half a pound. And this one is pretty fatty. So, it's also going to melt a little bit, and it's going to provide this little smoky flavor because this is smoked sausage. You don't have to add this if you don't want to, but you can. You definitely make your dish better. It's a little smoky flavor. Or if you're doing smoked bacon, you have the bacon smell in there, the smoky flavor in there already. And then we're going to go in with veggies. And we're going to start with veggies that are the hardest. And take the longest time to cook. So I have some potatoes in here, and these have been washed, and I just cut them in half. This is about a pound. A nice layer of that. And then carrot will be next hardest one. I have 3 carrots here. And then I'm gonna do cauliflower and lots of onion. I like onion. Those will soak up the flavors of our dish, of our meat on the bottom. And you can do small or bigger pieces. And then at the end, I'm gonna do cabbage. I have a quarter of one cabbage that is kind of sliced into wedges, and I think I want to cut it in half yet. Just kind of keep it together if I can. If you were putting gizzards in here, they would go in the layer with the meat. It'd soak up the flavor of the bacon on the bottom, and really sad I didn't get that. And then on top, I have some mushrooms. They look a little tired, a little brown around the edges, but we don't care because they'll cook and we'll polish, so we don't throw food away. So they're all gonna go in here. And as this cooks, this will come down a little bit once the veggies give a little bit. And that is our dish. You can toss a little bit more seasoning on top or not. Either way, like I said, no fuss. And I'm gonna throw some parsley on top too, because I like fresh herbs on food. And I'm gonna just chop this. We don't care, we're outside. And even the stems have flavor in them, so don't throw stems away. And that's good. And just goes in the cracks and underneath a little bit. And look how pretty. Does that look good or what? And this part is done. We're gonna try to not open this up as it's cooking as much as possible, but at some point we're gonna have to. And my lid fits, and now to the fire. And if you come closer and look, this is our charcoal. Charcoal is completely white. There's still a bunch of heat in it, and there's a bunch of heat in the ash. So the idea is to put it in the ash and surround it by the hot as much as possible. This is too thick. And then just forget about it. This is kind of like a slow cooker of Camping World. And I'm gonna just leave it. This will take a while to heat up, but once the cast iron is hot and you see steam coming up from underneath the lid, you know things are happening and everyone's happy under there. As I said, this will take about 3-4 hours. I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on my heat and kind of put your hand in here. It's hot. If it's not hot, take 3 or 4 charcoals or small, really not this big, a tiny stick of wood. I'll show you once we're cooking for a little bit, and just pop it around just to kind of keep it going. But that's it. Set your timer to, let's say, 2 hours right now, and then we'll check it then. We'll see how it's cooking. See you then. In the meantime, this is what you can do. We are at a 2-hour mark. I haven't touched it. I've been just feeling around it. The pot is hot. I can touch it, but I can't keep my hand on it. So we know things are happening in there, and we continue to practice patience, and I'm not gonna open it to look. Keep an eye on your heat. If you feel it's getting colder or too cold, just drop 1 or 2 of your charcoals by the pot, and that's it. Or maybe a small stick, smaller than this, something like this. I'm not gonna do that yet because I don't feel I need to. So I will see you back once I see some steam coming out. We are close to 4 hours. My dish is bubbling. I decided at about 3 hours and 30 minutes to give it a little bit more heat. I feel it was just getting too low to get the bottom to release a little bit more heat. So I laid out 2 sticks across and about 6 charcoals that were hot and little pieces of wood to make a little bit more heat. And then set that on top. And it brought it to a nice boil for me, as you can see. The meat and the veggies released a bunch of moisture, which is normal. Sometimes it's a little less and sometimes a little bit more. This is probably a little bit more than I wanted to. But I'm gonna check the carrots to see if they're soft, and they are pretty soft. They're not mushy yet, which I don't want them to be mushy. And there's a potato I'm gonna check. That's cooked too. So everything seems to be cooked. But I think I want to let this evaporate, this moisture evaporate a little bit more. It's been 4 hours, 15 minutes. Pretty spot on. This batch was a little bit more watery than sometimes it can get, I guess. Depends on what veggies you put in or whatnot. I drained off the water into a jar. You can make that into a gravy if you thicken it with some flour. This is cooked. We're ready to eat. I'm gonna dish it out and we'll see what it looks like. And you can go your way with it. You can cook it for longer if you want to have the crispiness on the bottom on the bacon. You can keep it covered and have it really moist and juicy. This is a kind of a dish that kind of comes out how it does, and it may turn out differently each time. So it's not to be judged either way. But take a look. Our sausage and potatoes are cooked. I'm going to the bottom. There's not a lot left from that bacon because it was kind of fatty. I'm going to take a little bit of each veggie for serving. I have a potato, I have cauliflower and onion and carrot. Take a mushroom, another piece of sausage. That looks like a pretty good serving. You can hear it sizzle from the bottom. Let's dig into this chicken. Oh yeah. 4 hours did it. Did a number on it. And I didn't have the heat high at all. Started with just hot, super hot ash, and it sat in it for a long while. But this meat is falling off the bone. It's tender. Lucy can smell it. Super, super tender. I can taste a little bit of the smokiness of the bacon, of the sausage. Here's the bacon. It completely cooked off the fat. And just, wow, nice and moist. And the veggies are cooked. Onions. And the meat set the flavor up. And the steam kept circulating in the pot because we kept it closed for this whole time. Great dish. Enjoy this all summer long. Make it while you're camping. Make it in your backyard. You don't have to go camping to make this. You can make this at home too. I hope you like my videos. I hope you come back to watch more. Please like and subscribe and follow. Check out the Facebook. Check out the Instagram. Check out the website for more recipes. Check out the merch store. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Smacznego. See you next time. This is freaking good.